What if your backyard garden could pile billions, rivaling mighty tech titans? These 10 farmers built vast empires from dirt, feeding the world. Curious how? Let us unearth their fortunes. 10. The Armour Brothers, dairy kings of New Zealand. Colin and Dale Armour started with a shabby milking shed on New Zealand's South Island in the 1980s, dragging buckets by hand. Sons of a mechanic, they learned early to fix more than machines. Think shattered dreams and barren fields. Their dairy holdings now spans 58 farms, milking 20,000 cows daily with robotic systems that reduced labor by 40%. They initiated rotational grazing, raising yields 25% while keeping soil lush without chemicals. Their $800 million fortune funds, local schools and ecotech like methane capture. Colin once told, "Cows do not care about your bank account, just you care." From muddy boots to dairy dynasties, these brothers prove milk runs thicker than money. 9. Bao Honging, the soybean sovereign of China. Bao Honging, a bookish Jiangxi Ag University grad, experienced China's protein hunger in the 1990s and bet on soybeans. Launching with a tiny plot, he established Twins Group into China's 5th largest feed maker, processing 10 million tons yearly for livestock and tofu empires. His edge? Owning the supply chain. Seeds, farms, factories, cutting costs while dodging China's food safety scandals. Bao's $1.8 billion fortune mirrors his scheme for turning beans into global gold. He mentors young farmers, sharing, "One seed can feed a nation if you plant it right." From dorm room dreams to soybean supremacy, Bao's story hooks you with its sheer scale. 8. Tony Perich and family. Wheat warriors. Tony Perich's Croatian parents landed in the 1920s, Sydney with 25 cows and a prayer. Tony, inheriting their endurance, turned a 50-acre plot into Leppington Pastoral, now 10,000 acres of wheat, corn, and dairy feeding Asia. His no-till farming, skipping plows to save soil, cuts erosion by 90% and traps carbon, earning eco awards. Valued at $1.8 billion, the Perich's fund supports drought relief and ag-tech startups. Tony's kids run the show now, but he still walks the fields saying, "Land is your legacy, not your loot." From immigrant roots to green revolution, their saga makes you wonder what's under your own dirt. 7. Fu Guangming, poultry pioneer of the East. In the 1980s, Fu Guangming quit teaching after the famine tore his village. With 50 chickens in a backyard coop, he founded Sunner Group, now Asia's top poultry breeder, supplying KFC China with 150 million birds yearly. His biosecurity obsession, custom vaccines, dodged avian flu, boosting profits 50%. Fu's $1.2 billion fortune assists rural schools and women's co-ops. His daughter Fenfang, a Stanford grad, drives Sunner's AI feeding tech. Fu states, "Chickens taught me hunger is the real enemy." From chalk to clucks, his rise is a feathered fairy tale. 6. Blero Maggie, soybean sultan of Brazil. Blero Maggie, born in 1956 in southern Brazil, inherited the wild legacy of his father. Blero, the hands-on heir, expanded a Maggie group to a colossus, churning 1.5 million tons of soy, corn, and cotton yearly across millions of acres, exporting to 60 countries and owning its own ports, highways, and waterways. Dubbed the King of Soy, he once seized Greenpeace's infamous Golden Chainsaw Award in 2006 for deforestation ties that cleared thousands of acres of the Amazon, sparking global outrage. But Blero shifted the narrative. As Mato Grosso's governor from 2003 to 2010, he forged zero deforestation pacts with farmers, slashing illegal logging by 80% and pioneering carbon credit markets that turned soy fields into eco-assets. Now a senator pushing sustainable trade laws, his $1.3 billion stake powers agtech R&D and rainforest restoration projects. Blero quips, "We feed the world, but we can't eat the jungle." From chainsaw villain to green guardian, his restoration keeps you hooked on the progress versus paradise. 5. The Resnicks, California's crop commanders. Stuart Resnick, a keen UCLA law grad born in 1936 to Russian Jewish immigrants, met ad whiz Linda Ray Harris in the 1970s amid a Kern County pistachio grove. She had dropped out of Berkeley at 19 to launch her own agency. Together, they gambled on nuts, obtaining Teleflora in 1979 and rebranding Roll Global to the Wonderful Company in 2015. now a 200,000-acre empire growing pomegranates, Halos mandarins, Fiji water, and wonderful pistachios with drip irrigation that slashes water use by 35% during endless droughts. Their brands rise in $6 billion yearly, but whispers swirl around their 57% stake in the Kern Water Bank, a huge underground reservoir holding enough surplus to supply LA for a year, blamed for hoarding during 2025 wildfires while orchards flourish. Yet the Resnicks counter with action. $750 million to Caltech in 2019 for climate labs, $50 million in 2022 for UC Davis Ag Innovation, and $2.5 billion total to Central Valley Nutrition Centers, minimum wage hikes to $15 per hour ahead of mandates, and even a $30 million Hammer Museum wing. Linda's book, Rubies in the Orchard, spills the magic. Every nut tells a story of sweat and sparkle. Their $13 billion fortune. It is a fruit laced with controversy, philanthropy, and a thirst for turning thirst into triumph. 4. Harry Stine, the seed sorcerer of Iowa. Harry Stine, born in 1941 on a Dallas County farm to dyslexic parents who scraped by baling hay, was driving tractors at age 5 and amazed by seeds. Despite mild autism that made school a battleground, he ditched McPherson College. Founding Stine Seed in the 1950s, Harry pioneered private soybean breeding, striking gold in the 1990s with profitable deals licensing drought-proof corn and soy genes to Bayer and Syngenta, enhancing global yields 25% and transforming into the world's largest private seed firm with 900 patents, 15,000 Iowa acres, and 400 employees across 16 states. He lives modestly in a small Adele home, while his 4 kids, Lucinda crossing soybeans, Myron on branding, Warren bridging research and sales, and Brenda as legal eagle, run the show. Harry's $10.2 billion fortune funds autism research and college donations. He boasts, "Seeds do not judge, they just grow, doubling corn yields, like it is child's play." From boyhood bales to biotech billions, Harry's wizardry whispers, "What if your backyard hit a genetic gold mine?" 3. Liu Yonghao, China's feed empire architect. Liu Yonghao, born in 1952 in rural Sichuan to a teacher dad, pawned family bikes and watches for $120 in 1982 with his 3 brothers, hatching quails in a drafty shed during Deng Xiaoping's reforms when hunger haunted every village. The youngest and sharpest, Liu split off in 1996 to forge New Hope Group into a 135,000-employee colossus with 600 subsidiaries across 30 countries, churning 20 million tons of feed yearly, now branching into meat, eggs, dairy, and U.S. plays like Lansing Trade Group. Assets top 340 billion yuan, with New Hope Liuhe owning 54%, posting 142 billion yuan revenue in 2023, boosting China's pork boom, while his daughter Liu Chang, a key director, eyes global dairy dominance. Named a reform pioneer in 2018, Liu's $6.4 billion stake bankrolls rural schools, poverty aid. He reflects, "Hunger taught me to build bridges from feed to futures." From pond dreams to feeding Asia's giants, his saga begs, could a backyard bird shift your destiny? 2. Liu Yongxing, the animal feed alchemist. Liu Yongxing, Yonghao's elder brother, repaired radios for food in the 1980s Chengdu before joining the quail hustle. His East Hope Group became a $25 billion beast, mixing feed with aluminum and real estate. His $9.9 billion fortune makes him Shanghai's richest. Sun Xiangyu drives global expansion. Yongxing says, "Turn waste to wealth." From sibling rivalry to rival empires, his magic makes you wonder who won the family feud. 1. Qin Yinglan, the pork powerhouse of the planet. Qin Yinglan, born in 1965 in Henan's dusty Hexi village to a pig-farming dad who lost his herd to plague in 1982. Graduating from Henan Ag in 1989, he ditched a cushy state job after 3 years, stacking savings with wife Chen Ying for 22 sows in 1992. Muyuan Foods skyrocketed by 2000, 10,000 pigs, post-2014 IPO, AI-driven luxury farms with AC suites and auto feeders, scaling to 30 million slaughters yearly on 55% stake, hitting 20 billion yuan revenue in 2023 as pork prices soared, now the globe's top breeder. His wife, a board achiever, shares billionaire status in their overall hold. With a $16.9 billion fortune, Qin muses, Pigs are progress, efficient, sustainable, unstoppable. Qin's hog empire redefines farm to fork. What if your worst setback lit the fattest fire? From quails to pigs, these 10 turn dirt into dynasties, feeding billions while banking billions. What is growing in your backyard? Like if this sparked you, comment your top pick, subscribe for more epic tales.